children. Today our lesson is percentage. In this lesson, we are going to calculate the interest on the reducing balance and the compound interest. So in our day-to-day life, we have to spend money for several things. So our daily household expenses can be divided into two categories. The first category is recurrent expenses. Recurrent expenses. What is a recurrent expenses? For example, spending money on foods, clothes, medicine, transport, electricity bills. You can see there are several expenses on loan, on kids' school fees. These are recurrent expenses. The second one is the capital expenses. These expenses are not on a regular basis. For example, spending on purchasing a land, buying a vehicle, paying for furniture, and plan to start a business. So this type of expenses are bigger than the recurrent expenses. So we have to borrow money from someone or from a financial institute, or as from a bank or financial institute. Then that money is known as a loan. When we repay that money, we have to pay an additional amount. That extra amount is known as interest for the loan. Usually, we can repay the loan with interest as partial payments. That is known as a loan installment. That is known as the loan installment. There are several ways of charging interest on a loan. Calculating the loan interest on the reducing balance is a common method. Just think, when you borrow money to repay in monthly installments, or if you purchase an item with a down payment and repay the rest as monthly installments, then you have to pay the interest only on the outstanding loan balance. Outstanding loan balance means if the value of a furniture, just think, if you buy a furniture, the value is 1 lakh. You have only 10,000. Then you pay that 10,000. Then the outstanding loan balance is 90,000. Then you have to pay the interest only on 90,000. So this method is called as computing the interest on the reducing balance. So let's start some examples to understand this method of calculating the loan interest on the reducing balance and the value of an installment. So there is an example. Mr. Vikram Singh has borrowed 30,000 rupees as a business loan from a bank that charges an annual interest rate of 24,000. The loan has to pay it back in 6 equal monthly installments, and the interest is calculated on the reducing balance. So here you have to calculate the value of monthly installments. First, what you have to do, you have to collect the data given in this example. The borrowed money is 30,000 and the annual interest rate, that means the rate for a year, that is 24%. And you have to pay this money back within 6 equal monthly installments. So collect this data, right? You borrowed 30,000 rupees, 24 annual rate, 6 months. Then how can you do? then you know the loan amount is 30,000. So you have to write that as a sentence. And also, what is the principal loan per month without interest? What is the principal loan per month without interest? So how can you do? You have to divide this 30,000 by 6. So that is equal to 5,000 rupees. And the annual interest rate is given as 24%. So you can find the monthly interest rate. This is for annual interest rate, so you have to divide this by 12, then you can find the monthly interest rate as 2%. So you can find the interest for the first month. Interest rate is 2% for month. That means if you borrow 100 rupees, you have to pay 2 rupees for your as interest. Now you borrowed 5,000 rupees for a month, then we can calculate the interest for 5,000 rupees. How can you do? You have to multiply. Yes. For the first month, 2% for 30,000. That is equal 600 rupees. Now you paid 5,000 rupees for the first month. This is for the interest. Now we have to calculate the interest for the second month. Interest for the second month. Now the loan value is reduced in balance. Loan value is 25,000. Why? You paid 5,000 for the first month. Now you have to calculate the interest for the outstanding balance, that is 25,000. If you simplify this one, you can get 500 rupees. Similarly, you can find the interest for the third month. Outstanding balance is 20,000 rupees into 2%, that is 400 rupees. Can calculate the interest for the fourth month, that is 15,000 into 2%, that is 300. Similarly, you can find the interest for the fifth month, that is 200 rupees. For the sixth month, that is 100 rupees. So you have to pay the interest for each month in different values. In the first month, you have to pay 600. After that, second one 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. Right? Then we can find the total interest paid. How can you find the total interest paid? You have to add these. Then you can get 2,100 rupees. So what is the amount you have to pay after 6 months? The total amount is 30,000 rupees. The total interest is 2,100. Then the total amount is 32,100. So you have to add the loan without interest and interest. That is 30,000 plus 2,100. That is 32,100 rupees. Now you can find the value of a monthly installment. How? You have to divide this by 6. Then you can get the value of installment as 5,350 rupees. This is the way you can calculate the value of a monthly installment. So there are several steps. No need to do all these steps. You have to, if there are the time period is 1 year, then you have to calculate the interest for each month, that means 12 steps. We can skip that step. How? You can see that there is a pattern. There is a pattern in this interest. So 600, 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. That is a, there is a pattern. So you can get this answer using the arithmetic progression. So you can see it. So total interest paid is 600, 500, 400, 300, 200. So this is a pattern. So you can see that 100 is common, so you can take 100 out. Then there is 6 plus 5 plus. So you can see this is arithmetic progression, the sum of arithmetic progression. So you know that is you can find the sum of arithmetic progression as n over 2 times a plus l. Yeah, here 21, you can get this one, or you can use that one. Yes, this 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, that is 21, that is known as month units. So you can find using this formula, n over 2 times a plus l. N is the number of terms, a is the first term, l is the last term. So here how many terms are there? 6 months. That means n equals 6, a is 1, l is 6. So instead of n you can put 6, l is 6, a is 1. So after simplifying this you can get 21. So we can create an equation using this formula. So instead of n you can put number of installment over 2. You have to divide it by 2 into, instead of l you can put number of installments, that is 6 plus our first term is 1, n plus 1. So using this formula you can find the month units. No need to do repeat that steps to find the interest. Without doing that you can directly use this formula to find the month units. So we will see one more example, that is in your exercise 9.1, fifth problem. Mr. Kumar has acquired a loan of 12,000 rupees which he intends to repay in 6 equal monthly installments. The amount paid in a monthly installment is 2,100 rupees. Here you have to collect the data. Loan amount is 12,000 rupees. Time period is 6 months. So the amount paid in a monthly installment is, here monthly installment is given, that is 2,100 rupees. Now we will see the problems. The first one is find the amount due from the principal loan amount each month. So how can you do it? Find the amount due from the principal loan amount each month. Yes, 12,000 rupees. So how can you do? 12,000 rupees, you have to divide it by 6, that is 2,000 rupees. You have to divide the loan amount by the number of months, that is 6 months. Time period is given as 6 months. The second problem is find the total interest he should pay. How can you find the total interest? You know monthly installment is given as 2,100. So shall we find the monthly interest paid? How can you find 2,100 minus 2,000, that is 100,000. That is monthly interest paid. Right? Then we need to find the total interest. How can you find? Multiply it by 6. that is 600 rupees. Third part is find the total amount paid in installments. A value of a monthly installment is 2100 rupees, so you have to multiply it by 6, that is 12,600 rupees. Next part, or you can find your loan amount is 12,000, the total interest is 600, so you have to add these two, then you can get 12,600 rupees. The next part is what is the number of month units. Here the time period is 6, so you can use n by 2 into a plus L. Here 6 by 2, 6 plus 1 is 7. Here you can get 21 number of month units. Find the interest for a month unit. How can you find the interest for a month unit? You have to divide. Our total interest is this one, so you have to divide this by 21. You can take the interest for a month value. Find the annual interest rate. So here you have to find the annual interest rate. This much 600 by 21 interest you have to pay it for 2000 rupees. Then you have to calculate for 1 annual interest rate, so you have to multiply it by 12, right? You have to multiply it by 12. We multiplied this by 100% to make to convert it into a percentage. So what you have to do, you have to simplify this then it is approximately not equal, approximately equal to 34.28. Do you understand this? You have to pay the interest 600 over 21. I didn't simplify it, I keep it as it is. That is for 2000. Now you have to check for 100 rupees, that is the in percentage, and we multiplied it by 12 because we need to find the annual interest rate. That's why we multiplied it by 12. Then you can get 34.28. 34.28%. That is the annual interest rate. I think you can do the other problems on that exercise. Now we will move to the compound interest. What is the compound interest? Compound interest is a way of calculating interest for an amount of money borrowed or deposited, right? So let us do some problems to know how to calculate this compound interest, right? Take one example. If a person takes a loan of 10,000 rupees at a compound interest rate of 10% per year, calculate the total amount required to repay the entire loan in 2 years. The borrowed amount is 10,000 rupees at a compound interest. You know simple interest. This is not the simple interest, this is the compound interest. We will see what is the difference of these two. The rate is 10% per year. So we have to calculate the total amount required to repay the entire loan in 2 years. So how can you do? So first gather the information. Loan amount is 10,000 rupees. The compound interest rate is 10%. So you know how to calculate the interest for 1 year. if you borrowed 100 rupees, you have to pay 10 rupees as interest. Then you have to calculate the interest for 10,000 rupees. So you have to multiply 10,000 into 10%. That is 10 by 100. So you can take the interest for the first year as 1,000 rupees. Right now, loan amount at the end of the first year. Loan amount at the end of the first year is 10,000 plus this interest 1,000, that is 11,000. So we have to find the total amount required to pay the entire loan in 2 years. So you have to calculate the interest for the second year also, right? So now we have to calculate the interest for 11,000 rupees. 10 rupees for 100. Now check for 11,000 rupees. That is 1,100. So the loan amount at the end of the second year, so you have to add 11,000 plus this 1,100, that is 12,100. This is what they ask. So this is how compound interest works, right? At the interest, again calculate the interest for the total amount at the second year. So this is how compound interest works. So this is the main parts in our lesson, calculating the interest on reducing balance and the compound interest. So I think you can do the problems on these two subtopics. So you try to do the exercise. Okay, we will stop the lesson.